Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 91 of the Michael Pina Senior Show. I'm your host, Michael Pina Senior, here, October 31st, 2018. This is a show about my money to help you with your money so that hopefully we can figure out our money together. Listen, Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And I'm going to speak on today about education because it's the end of October. Hopefully you've finished up your budget again for October. You're working on your November budget and you're taking a look at, if you've got young college ready kids that are juniors or seniors, you're starting to look now at your budget and saying, how do we pay for this? How are we going to do this? Because I was in your position 4 years ago. My son is in his third year of college, and you got to start looking at colleges. You got to start narrowing it down, and you've got to make sure that your student doesn't take you on a ride and try to apply for 15, 20 different schools. I like to always say to narrow it down to 3 top choices. If you're in that position where you're a junior, and then you got to figure out the cost. Because I tell you, the cost of education continues to go up. $60,000 is now getting to be normal for these private institutions. Here in Massachusetts, basically the state schools are anywhere from $20,000 to $24,000 a year. So if you didn't save in baby step 5, then what you got to do is make sure that whatever school that your student applies for, that they start looking at grants and scholarships, start applying, make it a part-time job for them, make sure that they are, looking at every opportunity they can do to save money, make money, and get ready for the next and upcoming years. Now, I'm talking about baby step 5 a little bit here, just to backtrack. Again, baby step 1, $1,000 emergency fund. Baby step 2, we take debt and we pay it smallest to largest till everything's completely paid off except for our home mortgage. Then we go to baby step 3, in which we have a fully funded emergency fund. Baby step 4, 15% of our household income is going towards retirement. Baby step 5, we save for our children's college education. So I talked a little bit about if you got a junior or a senior or a college age person and you don't have money saved right now, then you got to look into doing things, again, scholarships, make it a part-time job for them. Make sure that they do it. Make sure that they understand that it's going to be a financial strain. Okay. But the reason why I bring up education today is because if you are in, I don't know, I have a grandchild, baby Shay, and I've had her on some commercials and stuff like that. She is 8 months old now. Wait a minute, almost 8 months old. And it made me think of, how do you save for a child that's 8 months old? Which I'm excited to do. I'm excited to help my daughter. And she's one of my biggest clients is my daughter. So the best way to do it is you got to take today's cost of education, and actually the rate of inflation of education is approximately 6% a year. So I figured out what I thought was one of the most expensive colleges is Harvard, which is today, it's $64,400 a year to go to Harvard. At 6% a year, and I did it out all the way from 2018 today to when she's going to be ready to go to school, which is approximately 2036. Yeah. I mean, it came out to, after doing this math, $193,636 a year. That's almost $200,000 a year. It would cost $800,000. I can't even fathom that. And I'm sure if you told, somebody 20 years ago today that it would cost $64,000 to go to school, Nichols College, where my son goes to school, is $56,000 a year. Thank God for the scholarships and grant money that my son is getting. I couldn't pay for that. I mean, I cash flow some, but not all of that. But I'm looking at this now, because I didn't save right for my kids' college education. I admit that. My plan was for my son to get a football scholarship, which is a dumb plan. All right. It's very difficult to get a football scholarship. I don't suggest that you take that plan that I took. What you got to do if you have a child that's 8 months, figure out a college that you may be looking at and then backtrack it and say, okay, what's it going to cost in the future? And it's scary to even think about it. Okay, so with that being said, you want to take that number. Let's say, I'm not going to save $1 million for college. I'm not going to do it. But what I will do to help, and what the plan is, like I sat down with my daughter and talked to her about, is we're going to try to save at least half of that. So that's $400,000. So then you say, how do I save $400,000? And then you backtrack it again. And if you put it in good growth mutual funds, which we've started to do, we have to probably put away $15,000 a year just to come close to the $400,000 mark. Now, right now while I'm cash flowing my son's college education, it's going to be difficult right now for me to help her, but I'm excited to help. I'm going to help my family first before anything. And I told my daughter, once my son's done with college, I'm going to stop putting my resources into getting ready for her to get ready for college. And she's my first grandchild. She's my golden child. I put it right here out there. So Shay, when you listen to this when you're older, you're my golden child. So I'm going to do everything as your grandfather to make sure that you have the top education possible. And I hope that we all do that. And, I talk about whether or not you need a college education. Some of these kids go to school without even knowing what they want to go to school for. And make sure that your student is aware of what they want to go to school for. Right here in Massachusetts, some of you don't live around Massachusetts, but in Massachusetts, you go to a junior college like Massasoit Community College right here in Brockton, Massachusetts. If you can maintain a 3.0 GPA, you're able to take what you pay at Massasoit and then go to a state school with that same kind of cost, with the same cost, which is an incredible incentive program. Okay, so that's another thing to look at as junior college, to make sure that your student is ready and to be able to afford college. There's different things that you can do. If you need to get in touch with me, please, CoachP2210@yahoo.com. You can comment below right here. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And, get in touch with me. Ask me a question. I'll be glad to answer it. But for us, we're looking at $15,000 a year. And at the same time, I'm looking at approximately $15,000 a year to put into my retirement savings. And then I do additional investments. So I guess I got to just keep on working and keep on grinding my side hustles, because that's what my side hustle money is. It's a grind. It's to pay for these extra things like this. So make sure you're doing your budget. Make sure you get out of debt. Let's get further into these baby steps, because college education cost is not going to go down. It's only going to go up. All right. Again, if you got questions, let me know. Anybody that's living in the Brockton area that happens to be watching this Saturday, November 3rd at 3 p.m., let's fill the stadium and honor Coach Armand Colombo, as they're going to have a huge memorial for him this Saturday. I happen to have the opportunity to officiate my first ever game at Marciano Stadium. And so it's going to be an honor for me to be there officiating the game. It was tough. I talked to my son, Michael Pina Jr., yesterday. I'm going to have to miss the second half of his game as he is playing this Saturday at 12 p.m. against Salve Regina. You can catch that live. Go to Nichols College schedule and you can watch it live. I told him I'll watch it live up until I have to go onto the football field. So I promised him that. I haven't missed any one of his college games. The last game I missed of my son's was he was 8 years old playing Pop Warner football, and I still regret missing that one game. I've never missed a game since, so this is going to be difficult for me, but it's something that you got to do sometimes. It's a difficult decision. So if you've got questions, please ask. Happy Halloween to everybody out there. Listen, I'm part of the safety committee at UPS, and I found out yesterday the most unsafe time to be a child on the streets is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Halloween. That's when the most fatalities happen. So my UPS people out there, please, 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 please be careful out there. And look at Buy Union, Butterfingers, Kit Kats. Here we go. Butterfingers, Kit Kats, Baby Ruths. Get it out there. One last thing for my UPS people, just to let you know, we actually can get up to $5,250 per year in college education assistance program. To find out more, go to the EdCore website at ups.tap.edcore.com. And if that doesn't help you, call them at 1-800-850-5181 and pick option 3. So that's another thing. Listen, come to work at UPS. You can go to Massasoit basically or a junior college for almost free because $5,250 would cover that. So you get that. And I found out yesterday, basically, you got to just pass your class and they'll reimburse you that money. So that's a pretty good benefit for a UPS package handler, part-time, $5,250 a year in education savings. You need help, get in touch with me. Until next time, you know what I say. I want to win. I want to help you win. Let's win together.